Yo, what is good, YouTube? Dubs here, back with another video, guys. We have some more breaking news, notes, highlights, observations from one of the last days here in Seattle for their OTAs in mandatory minicamp before they head out to a long break before the start of training camp. So I just want to keep you guys updated with all the rookies and how they've been playing and what their role could be heading into the preseason of 2023. However, before we jump into the video and talk a little bit more about what the rookies have done, do me a huge favor, guys. Let's see if we get the video up to 500 likes. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Join the family. I will be covering the entirety of the NFL offseason, which includes, the rest of free agency, training camp, mini camp, preseason, regular season, whatever it may be. I got you guys covered, so join the family. Turn on post notifications so you're notified every time we drop a video surrounding the Seahawks or any other team in the NFL. But without any further ado, let's get into the video. Now, I do also want to say this is just minicamp. The pads aren't on. There's not 11-on-11s going on just yet, so we won't know too much more about the potential of these guys until the start of training camp, once we get to the dog days of, preseason and training camp and all that. However, you can definitely look good, and some of these guys have looked really good. Now, the one major piece of news that I want to make sure you guys know, to finish off mandatory minicamp here for Seattle, is Devon Witherspoon has been moving all around this defense. He is very versatile, and we know that. And the reason I say that is because he's been sharing the outside cornerback position, but over the last few days, he's actually been moving to the inside, the slot corner as well, which is something that you don't really see him do too much. And he played a little bit of slot at Illinois, but that's something that he's not going to do too much, but he has shown the versatility here in Seattle to be able to do that. Now, listen, he's a very good football player. He can make a lot of different plays at a lot of different positions, and that's one thing they want to see him play, and that's one thing that they've put him in. Now, the reason they've done that is because Seattle's going through a lot of injuries to their secondary right now. Like we said, Tariq Woolen's out for a little bit. Kobe Bryant out for a little bit. Jamal Adams, he's not, fully healthy yet. So they have Devon Witherspoon playing everywhere that he, could potentially be seeing playing time in the regular season. And Pete Carroll has been, gushing over the ability that he's brought to this team. And just the fact that how good he is in man and zone. He can move all around the defense. And this is someone they think could be, a cornerstone to their defense over the next decade or more. So he's been really good. The versatility that Devon Witherspoon brings is amazing news. Not only can he play outside, but he can play inside as well. So you got to keep an eye out on Devon Witherspoon going forward. I'm loving what he's brought to the table. But let's move on to the next guy I want to talk about. Linebacker Derek Hall, man. Listen, Derek Hall is a guy who was the 37th overall pick out of Auburn. Love Derek Hall. He played a lot of, edge rusher, outside linebacker, rotating in with the starting defense at times as well. But I'm not too sure, what his specific role will be until the pads come on. We need to see what he brings when the pads are on, when there's a pass rush, when there's, a guy trying to get to the running back, trying to stop a run play. We won't see too much of that until the start of training camp, which is, a little bit away. So I do like what Derek Hall brought in terms of athleticism in the first impression. I like what he brought as a player, but we need to see more when the pads come on in a couple of weeks from now. Another guy I want to talk about is running back Zach Charbonnet. The 52nd overall pick in this draft has looked explosive in terms of, catching the football. And I think he's going to add a nice little impressive pass-catching type of back out the backfield for Seattle, who, don't have Chris Carson no more. You don't have Rashad Penny no more. So Zach Charbonnet is a guy who, could come down and serve as a third down back, a 2-minute back, someone who can, uptick the energy and, make some plays with the football in his hands out the backfield. We'll see what his role is going into the preseason, but I do expect him to carve himself out a nice little role going forward on this team. Now, one more guy I want to talk about is, Jackson Smith-Njigba, man. He has looked very good. Now, he's been limited, so you don't really know too much. He's had a hamstring injury, but he, does a lot in terms of individual drills. So I like what he has done. I think he'll be full go during training camp, but we won't really be able to see what he brings Again, when the pads come on, we'll be able to see a lot more. But so far, man, the Seattle Seahawks look like they have absolutely smashed this draft class with Jackson Smith-Njigba, Derek Hall, Zach Charbonnet, Devon Witherspoon, and then you have other guys as well, and a guard in Anthony Bradford who might not be a day one starter, but he has someone who can bring potential to the team going forward. You got a nose tackle in Cameron Young who I like, a defensive end in Mike Morris who looked pretty good. You got safety Jarek Reed II, who is someone who fits a similar role like undrafted free agent Jonathan Sutherland, but both those guys are going to compete for a start at safety, or maybe even the nickel as well, or not a starter, but a backup role going forward for them. But man, Jarek Reed is a guy who can really contribute on special teams, which is why I believe he's going to make the roster. And then you got Kenny McIntosh, man, the 237th pick out of Georgia. Again, another pass catcher out the backfield who, might not get too much playing time with Zach Charbonnet and DJ Dallas as the backups, but a guy who can make a name for himself, and turn heads going forward. But overall, man, the Seahawks team looks very good offensively. Defensively, they've gone better. They've added a lot of depth along the offensive line, which I like. And then from there, they've added a ton of undrafted free agents on the defense in terms of, on the front seven and the secondary as well. Let me know who you're most excited to see in this upcoming season for the Seattle Seahawks, whether it's a rookie, a second-year player, a veteran. Who are you most excited to see? As we all know, they got Bobby Wagner back. They brought in Devin Bush. And there's Julian Love coming over from the Giants. There's guys everywhere around this defense, this offense that I love, and I can't wait to see going forward. Let me know who you're most excited to see. If Geno Smith can come and have another great season, this might be, a very surprising season in 2023 for the Seattle Seahawks, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Today's video is brought to you by Pro Class, the absolute best place for you to take your game to the highest level. It's the first of its kind sports training and development platform where you can reach your highest potential by learning from some of the best athletes on the entire planet. Some of these guys include Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, Allen Iverson, DeMar DeRozan, and so many more. And I have some great news for you guys. If you guys go use my code MattyDubs, you'll get 50% off hundreds of training videos, workouts, and drills, and you can get in the lab right now. So go check it out. Go steal some of the secrets from some of the top players in the world right now. And if you are interested in developing your skills at any level, if you play in middle school, high school, college, or if your goal is just to be a better athlete, a better basketball player, this is where you need to go. Nobody else does this. Go check them out, and you can learn, develop your skills at a fast pace, high speed level. Click the link in the description for instant access to all of the secrets in the world. And remember, using code MattyDubs will get you 50% off right now, so don't miss out on this offer.